Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well. Everybody had a good holiday weekend. Let's just start global macro, do a quick top down. I wanted to kind of touch on currency markets first. Uh, since the number Friday, so this is the trend that the dollar's been in, right? That we've been keeping an eye on. So we held the bottom of the channel. This is a regression channel. So this is where we held a couple weeks ago. Essentially, the dollar moved right back into the middle of the range that we were in um, prior to Friday's number. So looks like we want to retest these lows again. Obviously, gold, silver, even some commodity names did well today, and the yen was strong also. So I think this is going to be the key pivot down here. Just call it 94 and dollar index. If you get below that, then we can maybe trade to back down to, I guess this is the July lows, the June lows. All right, so those are the two main pivots now, is this 94 and then these highs here and up around pi and the 200s all around 96.30. Okay, that's what matters on the dollar. Euro obviously bounced today with the dollar down, so I resold some here. This was a nice sale into pi. So this is, the euro big picture is really still in a range trade. It really hasn't gone anywhere all year. I mean, you get up towards 116. That's been the top of the long-term range. The market keeps bouncing off 109.5. So just keep trading this around. Stay contrarian. Play it like a range trade. I mean, I'll be a seller at 113, 113.5, all in the sell zone. And then obviously we'll cover them back towards, below 112, down here around 111.5. All right. Euro yen, I made small sales here that I covered today around the 200. All right. If we get another bounce here, I'm just going to play this downtrend. All right. Maybe it wants to complete a pi cycle. I mean, you could play a small long there, but I think big picture, you just want to stay with this overall downtrend. So we made another subsequent lower high relative to here and here. All right, so this is obviously good support and resistance for the yen every time we get down to these levels. Same thing with dollar yen. It looks like the market kind of wants to retest par again though. So this will be really, I mean, we've been down here once, two, three, call that four. This entire week we hovered around 100. So I don't know. I think if this level breaks, that's going to be the next big move, big picture. So we gotta wait and see if that transpires or not. What else? Dollar CAD. We punched out of our long pretty well last week. So I actually started rebuying today here, which I'm out of the money on. And I'll probably buy a little more down here. But if this low breaks, guys, then we can easily go back to the lows down here from May. So that would probably coincide with the dollar index breaking that 94 level. But we'll see. Watch this 127.75, 127.80 area. It's probably where dollar CAD wants to test. And then pound yen, I went back short there today. So the thinking here is so I'll show you on the 4 hour. I started playing a short again right around pi here on the 4 hour. When we broke above it on this candle, I just cut my risk. So I put that size back out today. It's pretty much at the same levels where I stopped on this piece. So I don't view that, I mean, that's not like a losing trade to me. I just I'm still short from the same spot. I just didn't want to sit through a move to 141. So I was playing defense, and now I'm back short again. So I like here on the hourly and the 30-minute. This is a real money candle, I call it. This is the most fat red bearish candle that we've had in relative recent history since you had this real money candle that was going the other way. So this is the wall that I'll be playing short against. I like how the band's rolled over, right? So if I get a bounce tonight and then tomorrow, I'll be a seller. As long as we stay below these lower highs here at 138.30, 138.35, 138.5. All right, even this high. So between these two highs, that's your risk. That's the kind of fence that I want to play it from the short side against. And then maybe we can get a move back down here at 34, 35 area. All right, some of the other markets, oil, depending on what contract you're playing. This is the October contract. I've been going out the curve, so I covered a piece here today. I just resold it this afternoon. I missed selling into this area, which was pi on the hourly. That was a nice place to sell. So I missed that. I took some puts off down here. So I'm kind of eyeing 47 to get back involved in the short side there, a little bit more aggressive. Gold just exploded today. I'm still long a piece there. So gold held 13.11, which was the main big picture pivot I've been highlighting for weeks and weeks. So you're still in a bull market long term. All right, that's why you track these higher lows. You held the bands. That's why I use them because it just works well. And then this was the higher low, or the TMS. So gold's still in a bull market. Today is obviously overbought. You can take some profits. I only have like a 1 or 2 lot on, so it's not very much size for me. So I didn't sell into this rally, but I'll be a buyer on the next dip. 13.45, anywhere in here probably makes sense. All right. I did take some silver profits though. I took all my silver off, which is another reason why I didn't sell gold, is I took my profits on my silver into here. All right, it's the same thing there. You're overbought, but this is bull market again, intermediate term and long term. Bought Cottonwell, took some profits there today in the active trader room. We were buying kind of down here. This is a trade where I bought, got stopped, put my trade back on, a heavier size, a little bit more than what I initially stopped on. I usually will give my trades two shots at working. If I get in on an entry, get stopped, and it immediately gives me another buy setup, I get right back in. All right, so I took 2 out of the 3 contracts I was long. We'll see if we can get a move back into 72, 74. But I like the intermediate term here. Okay, this is starting to turn back up. So that's bullish for cotton, and that makes sense with a weak dollar. Right? I'm short, what is this? Short soybeans from here, covered into this pie. I want to see if price takes out these lows, then I'll think about getting short again. But it kind of held pie, so I'm kind of waiting and watching price let me, kind of show me what it wants to do. I think it can probably bounce a little higher. So I covered everything today. All right. Copper might be a sale here. Oh, it didn't really bounce. Sometimes it'll bounce and trade up with the other metals, but it's just dead in the water. I mean, this thing is still bearish. Just shows you there's global demand is not bottomed. I mean, copper can't even bounce. So, if you give us a rally there, about 50% of the way down. Like I covered here, I covered there. So I would run a resell up here at 213, 214, about halfway of that move. All right, that makes sense for copper. I'm trying to think what else looks interesting. And then we're flat coffee. This was a good trade. I think this can go higher, but we bought the lower bands, took some profit there, sold into the prior highs. So this may try to make a new higher high, um, but I need a little bit deeper setback to get involved again. Something down around like 145. All right, and then as far as the overall S&Ps, this was last week kind of moved bearish, but with the jobs data now, it's just kind of this action here back above these highs, back above pi, made a higher low today. It's just bullish again. I don't really want to fight that from the short side. I was okay playing a short here last week because we were making lower highs, but now we reversed back towards. You can see the band structure is positive, so I would not be a. I just it's not one you need to really try to fight. It's still too bullish. It's hard to keep stocks down. Long bond, kind of similar to gold. I was pretty light going into Friday, so I sold some here and here today, but I don't. It's just a small position for me. I'm basically long from 169.27. So if you give me another dip from here, I'd buy some more long bonds. And then on the reverse side, if the market rallies back up here towards the highs from 2 weeks ago, I'm going to sell some fives. That'll put fives back at the top end of this range. Fives have already moved well above it. It's probably not a bad place to sell fives. I might sell a few there. I'll put it in the room if I decide to do so. Alright, this was a nice range. It was kind of breaking out, going the other way now. But it's still overbought, so I may pick up my long exposure on 30s and then sell some fives against it, just trade it around. Alright guys, I think that's pretty much it for me today and tonight. I'll get with you guys in the morning. Probably be up trading London a little bit. Alright, have a good evening.